Folks, why do they think buyers are dumb? I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending April 16th, 2025. I'm working with buyer clients and we're looking in a specific area. That's their budget for this area. Now there's another neighborhood beside where homes are priced $200,000 to $400,000 more. They're larger homes, larger lots. The price point here is $200,000 to $400,000 more than this neighborhood. This is the neighborhood my clients have the budget for. They'd love this neighborhood, but they don't have the budget for that. My clients know it. I know it. My clients send me an Instagram ad from the more expensive neighborhood. And the Instagram ad has a picture of a beautiful house. Below, there's the description. But written across the Instagram ad is best deal in town. And there's a price, not priced for this neighborhood, although that's where the home is. It's priced for the price point that my clients can afford in this neighborhood. So now my clients send me this all excited thinking, holy smokes, this looks like a great deal. And I look at it and my first glance is, yeah, it seems like a really good deal. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, they must have an offer night or something. But the ad is saying best deal in town, best deal, here's your chance, be the lucky one. And when I pull up the listing through my MLS system, the description that the public gets to see and read also talks the same thing, best deal in town and so forth. So I go to the section of the listing that's called brokerage remarks. This is the part that only realtors see. I'm expecting to see an offer date. And then I'll know, okay, the price, it's a loss leader. The idea is to, attract the buyers, and on offer night, everybody competes. I'm thinking that's the plan, but it says offers anytime. There's no offer date in the brokerage remarks. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Because my clients know, and I know, it's priced $200,000 to $400,000 lower than what a typical home would sell for in that neighborhood. So I call the agent and I say, listen, I see your ad and I see your listing here. The price that you're advertised at, just so I understand your clients, the seller's expectations. What are the expectations there? I asked the agent directly. If we came in at that number that you're advertised at, is that something your client is willing to accept? And before I could finish my sentence, she's like, oh, no. That price for a home in there? Are you nuts? She's talking to me like I'm the crazy one. Like, how dare I even suggest that that's the price they would sell at? But yet, she's the one advertising it, doubling down with best price in town, and then saying offers anytime. I'm thinking, so I say to her, I go, so why are you putting best price in town when you're not expecting to take that price? And she goes, well, do your research, she tells me. And I already know the prices in the area, but she's telling me to do my research and put in an offer that's reasonable for that area. Anyways, I explain this to my client, turns them right off. They're like, how can people advertise this way? My clients say, do they think we're dumb? Why are they doing that? And I got to say, this type of scenario, the foundation of this type of pricing strategy, the whole foundation really is based on buyers being dumb, that they're going to be lured into seeing this home because of the price, and sellers think the buyers will just automatically pay $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 more to buy the best deal in town property. The problem with this strategy, as if basing it solely on buyers being dumb, if that wasn't already a problem, is that you're attracting buyers in that price point that you're advertising. And although they may be prepared to spend a little bit more, $50,000 more, 100,000 more. Rarely will you get the buyer at that price point prepared to go 2, 3, or 400,000 more to put that home selling in a price point more realistic to that neighborhood. That's the problem. It actually doesn't work. Now, you advertise an offer night, your intentions are clear. Everybody knows what you're doing. Still, I wouldn't suggest having such a gap from where you want to be, realistically where you want to be, and what you're advertising the price at. I wouldn't. The days are long, long gone for years now where overpaying by 400, 500 is common. Those days are gone. It used to be here, long gone. We haven't seen those in a while. But we're seeing 50,000, 100,000 more, 150,000 more. That's still kind of happening out there in some situations. But the foundation of best deal in town, offers anytime. And are you nuts thinking that we would accept that price? Like that whole, it just leaves such a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And again, the strategy seems to be based on buyers being stupid. And that's not a good strategy to have. Buyers are educated. Buyers understand pricing. Buyers, they don't buy yours, they'll buy the next one. So just be careful. Understand what's happening and understand the message with your pricing and your strategy that you're putting out there, because it could turn some people off and you're attracting the wrong kind of buyer if they get motivated about the price you're advertising. If you think this video can help somebody you know, pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video, in the description, is a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. You can also go to tsre.ca. That'll take you directly to my calendar. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, it's difficult to find a decent bungalow. Well, we've just listed one. It is a bit out of town. Have a look at the link at the end of the screen. It sits on half an acre at a phenomenal price. Check it out. We're going to get started. We're focused on York region, detached properties only. Specifically, Specifically, we're going to be dealing with detached properties in Richmond Hill, in Markham, in Vaughan. These are average sold prices for 3 months. We're going to start off with Vaughan. For week ending April 16th, 26 detached properties were sold. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. I've circled the area because I'm trying to show you trends. Which way are sales going? Which way are prices going? Doesn't look like sales are going in any specific direction right now. Average sold price, it's $1,615,000. More recently, it looks like average sold prices are headed downwards, but just before that, they were trending upwards. So, which way will it overall settle? It's tough to say. Compared to last year, $1,615,000, 2% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. The median price of $1,588. It's a little bit higher, but it rounds off to a 0% change in median price. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. That's also difficult to say which way overall prices are headed right now. 26 were sold. Sales, we have far fewer sales this year than the same period a year ago. The blue, that's last year's sales. The orange, that's this year. Far fewer sales. Of the 26 that sold, 9 of those, so 35% sold at list price or more. Listings, we have far more listings than a year ago. And if I could just go back, we said 26 sold. We have 552 active listings, and that number is climbing every week. More and more detached properties are sitting unsold in Vaughan. And when we look at the sales, we're saying that 4.7% sold this week. 4.7% of all the detached properties available for sale. So if we round that to 5, and there's 100 detached properties for sale, 5 are selling in a week. So 5 out of 100. So 95 didn't sell. If you're on the market or thinking of going on the market, you really need to be working with somebody that can guide you through being part of the 5 and not part of the 95 sitting unsold. Months of inventory, same as the previous week, sitting at 4.9. I would say over the last 2.5 months, months of inventory, not every single week, but overall is trending upwards. Here's Richmond Hill. 16 detached properties were sold. It's not a lot of sales. 4 of those sold at four of those sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price way up, way down. Well, if you look at the sales, we got 6, we got 16, but 6 sold at $2 million. We got 10, half of those sold at $2 million or more. This week we got 16, 25% of those sold at $2 million or more. The sampling makes it really difficult to spot a legitimate trend just because you get these huge peaks and valleys. Compared to last year, 1863, which is the average sold price for this week, is 4% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 8% higher. Median price is $1.7 million. Far fewer sales than a year ago, and of the 16, 6 sold at list price or more. 6 is 38%. Listings, active listings is rising. There's more and more properties sitting unsold, and we've got 529 available detached properties available for sale, 3% sold. So far fewer, percentage-wise, they're selling in Richmond Hill than they are in Vaughan. Only 3% are selling in Richmond Hill. Months of inventory sitting at 7.6 months of inventory. Here's Markham. Do we have some sense as far as, sales are trending up? Markham maybe starting to kind of show us what we would normally expect, but who knows what to expect these days. But anyways, 28 detached properties sold. 4 of those sold at $2 million or more. Sales look like they're trending up. Average sold price, it's tricky from this angle to see a direction. We're going to look at another screen in a minute. Average sold price is $1,662,000. 1,662 is 13% lower than where prices were this time a year ago. The median price is 7% lower. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. I would say maybe prices are trending down slightly over 3 months, maybe more flat. It's difficult to say really, but there's not a lot of movement either direction. 28 were sold. 6 of those sold at list price or more. Active listings climbing. We're at 453 active listings, properties available for sale that are unsold. And basically what we're saying is based on how many actually sold, only 6.2% of the available properties for sale are actually selling. So between Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, at 6.2%, Markham has the highest percentage actually selling. Still not saying a lot. Months of inventory kind of looks like it's trending down. We're sitting at 3.7 months of inventory in Markham. Here's a quick summary. You're going to find, generally speaking, a balanced market or a buyer's market. It depends. And then you're going to get that situation where you're going to all drive past and walk past properties for sale to all bid on that one in the neighborhood that everybody seems to want to buy. Thanks for watching. check out the awesome bungalow on half an acre. The link will be on the screen. And go Leafs go.